All right, we are 3 minutes in. Let's get the party started. What's going on, everybody? It is September 11th, 2024. Day to remember for sure. Hope everyone has taken some time to reflect. I'm sure everybody remembers where they were back on September 11th, right? I'm sure that was a time that left an emotional footprint. And those things, as you go through life, it's amazing to remember times that have had, when I say amazing, not amazing, but it's these leave emotional footprints that are important. And I think that to be able to reflect and learn from things that are hard, but also a gift that we're blessed with, is really important. So the more we can make those emotional footprints good for ourselves, I think the better it is. And when we're dealt with challenge and adversity, to learn from that, and then to of course pay it forward. But it's definitely a day I remember, as I'm sure it does everyone else. We're going to get this thing started. The AK Roundtable right here. Always good to have you guys on. There are a few things, housekeeping items, that we're going to, of course, carve into. One is there's the reactions down at the bottom. Feel free to lift your hand up, thumbs up, whatever you want to do with the reactions. And then, of course, there's also the commenting. You can interact with each other individually or as a group. I always find that helpful. If you're going to say something funny about anyone, just be sure to do that privately. You don't want to do that on the whole group, because, of course, everyone will see it. Little humor there for y'all. But yeah, enjoy the commenting. Feel free to drop questions in there. Feel free to leave comments. And of course, the mission is to interact and engage on the AK Roundtable. Imagine that we're all here virtually at a big round table, and we're here to have open conversation and dialogue. Any questions you have, any pain points, any challenges you're experiencing, and of course, pick the brains of individuals here that are going to be on throughout the night. So we look forward to digging deep in. Mr. Fred Hood, hope you're doing great, man. John, I think you're off video as well, but looking forward to carving into this. I have something pretty cool to show you guys. We've been really digging deep into the whole artificial intelligence world, and there's some pretty neat things going on around prospecting. There's some really great things about having AI agents that you're able to work with to help you to manage call flows and workflows. And so I'll show you something that we've actually that we're in beta right now, and we've developed some pretty cool solutions that I think can solve a lot of problems. And from an Asphalt Kingdom perspective, I'll just be straight with you. We really, we used to pride ourselves in selling equipment and supplies, but at the end of the day, that's not what we do. The mission is to help everyone win more and to be able to grow their businesses and live the life that they desire. And so we've really implemented a lot of different portions to Asphalt Kingdom, way beyond just equipment and supplies, going into the coaching realm, going into the digital marketing space, going into developing AK Dash as a proposal system, pavement assessment module, which is unique to the industry from a proposal side of things, and then, of course, moving them into proposals that convert at a high level. So we're excited to bring these new things that we've really invested a lot of money and time into, to be able to help our industry progress and move forward as a whole, but then individually as well, to leverage that. So I look forward to sharing that. Let's go ahead and open up the board to any wins that you guys may have, anything that you're kind of going through right now. And regardless, like, I know, Scott, that you haven't started yet, but don't be afraid to speak about maybe some of the things that you're learning as part of the process of determining whether or not this is a right fit for you. And for those of you who are on in the business and in the industry, any of your feedback, knowledge, and wins, of course, attract further success. Wins do always attract more wins. Success attracts success. So let's carve into that. Anyone have any wins that they want to share? Billy, go ahead. Let's rock.
I would say this is more of a win in the sense of learning. Today I kind of just, instead of cold calling and cold email, because I was I was getting a little impatient. I got too many people were telling me they can't give out the decision makers information over the phone. So I threw on a shirt, a branded shirt that I had, and kind of just, hopped in the truck and just pretty much went door to door. Anybody that had people in the parking lot. And then after I talked to them for a few minutes, um, some businesses, when it's just a employee or two that, the decision maker or the landlord or no one's around, instead of me giving them a business card, if I've been to that property before, I would ask, hey, let's do something that sounds fair. I give you information and you give me some return. So let's exchange information. I give you my business card. Can you give me their business card, or to somebody that's a district manager, somebody of significance. Of course, I didn't say it like that. I was polite, but a lot of times, your business card it just is. As soon as you leave, they're nice. People want to be nice. They take your information, but if you're not careful, you'll wind up. And what I've noticed in the last couple months, I've I gotten three. I think I look at my K dash. It's like over $3 million worth of proposals. And how many of those did I close? That's key. So not that many. So it's a win, but then again, it's self-reflection learning. Okay, so if the I'm not having a problem sending people information, I'm having a problem either getting to the right person, or not wasting my time, but uh kind of giving people information if they don't ask for it, that they can use again, not use it against me, but just wind up going with somebody else, and focus more on the leads that are calling in that are organically, instead of trying to uh make something out of nothing.
What
That's
does
the
the
win.
follow-ups, yeah, that's awesome, man. What is your key follow-up strategy once you sent out a proposal? Like, what happens after that? What does the workflow look like for you?
Well, so I asked if typically I asked when would be a good time I could call back uh or visit in person to see if we can go over anything, make sure I didn't miss anything, or I could clarify anything in the proposal. A lot of times I prefer to do those in person, because to me they can put a face to the what they're seeing in the email. If nothing else, do it virtually. Uh, that way, kind of just we're able to walk through together. And sometimes I see mistakes that I've made. I'm like, oh well, that doesn't look right. And then I'm able to fix it on the spot in AK Dash. I'm like, sir, I'm already logged in. I can go in there and fix it on the fly. And then as soon as they refresh it, it's fixed on their end. Um, and sometimes it opens up maybe they're only in the office certain days. Maybe they're really busy during like Friday. If they're a restaurant, Friday evenings, Friday afternoons, and Saturdays are really crazy for restaurants, right? So maybe it's the best practice to know a little bit and ask as many questions, so you can, you're picking and choosing the right battles for when's going to be the best for them. And then a lot of times, I'm following up, if a week afterwards. So I follow up usually after I send out an email the next day or two, in person, or video call, or at least phone, about walking them through the proposal. Then a week after, typically once they push stuff up to like a corporate level, uh, that's the part that I struggle with, is trying to reach out to somebody that they're saying that, hey, we're side of our hands, we're just waiting to hear back from corporate. And I'm like, well, I thought, I'm not saying this, but I was like, I thought you were the decision maker. And then I didn't say, I'm not saying that. I don't want to diminish someone's value in their job, but I'm thinking in my head, oh, this person was the person I've been spending my time with. made all the decisions, and it's disappointing, you know.
So I'll tell you, one of the closer framework that we train and coach, the closer framework, CLOSER, which is the acronym. C stands for clarify why someone's there or clarify why you're there. And then the L stands for label them with a problem. And then O is overview their past pain. And then S is sell them a vacation. E is explain away the concerns. And then R is reinforce the decision. The closer framework, by the way, if anyone wants access to the closer framework presentation that we have, feel free to shoot me an email and we'll send you a link to it. And it goes through the importance of building a sales framework and following that as much as you can to be able to solve people's problems and over deliver on the value through that journey. It's it's called the closer framework. In the clarify stage, Billy, we should know whether they are the decision maker. We should know what budget is. We should know if they've worked with previous contractors. We should understand a lot more about who they are in that C stage, where essentially we're asking them open-ended questions, not generally yes and no answered questions. We really want to ask them more of these open-ended questions to get them to speak for, 80%, the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, 20% is you. And it's one of the big mistakes that, we have as for those of us who aren't experienced, and I know you are, but if we're not experienced and practiced in sales and understand that framework and what kind of open-ended questions we should be asking, a lot of the time you'll spend times drafting proposals, getting them out to the people, and then finding out that they're not the right person, because what we were on a mission to do is just get them the proposal. Like, we got to get this proposal out, man. The more proposals we get out, the better chance we have to close. And it is true, right? We miss 100% of the shots that we don't take, but you want to be taking the shots that are generally going to be positioned right in your hands, and the execution of your throw is going to be right, your foot positioning is right, and that you've got your eyes pinned on the basket, right? And so that's a really important part of the closer framework. So, I mean, just touching base on getting through corporate and understanding those kind of things, it's like understanding what their budget timelines look like. Like right now with schools, like, is anybody familiar with like school districts and what's going on right now from a fiscal year side of things? And like right now, just so everyone knows, people need to spend their money right now, like heavily. Like schools are at this point where you like literally you could be calling up school districts and communicating with them, and a lot of them have 50-60 grand that they need to spend. And because we're not communicating with them, they don't end up spending it, and that budget just gets generally evaporated or reassigned to the following year. But these are some important things, I think, that from a corporate standpoint, when you're going after the bigger account-based sales with multiple properties and so on, it's just really important to make a real solid connection with the person that is either responsible for the pavement assets or their hero, the one that you might need to get through in order to get to the person responsible, right? Really important. Really, really important. So what would be like an open-ended question? Anybody have any ideas of an open-ended question that we could ask? Matthias, go ahead.
So if we put together a package here that works for you, money aside, is there anything would stop you from moving forward with this?
Nope.
Would anybody else in the company to make any decisions with you, or is you the person that's going to be making this decision moving forward?
I'll be making the decision along with the board.
Oh, board. Fantastic. Perfect. Should I be presenting to them as well? Should we do this at one time, maybe together, or is that something you want to do on your own?
No, if you just get me over the information, I'll get the information over to the board, and we'll be meeting on October 8th, actually, together to
Fantastic.
Determine whether or not this is something we're going to do or not.
I'll definitely have this over to you for sure. Are you okay with me maybe connecting with you the following day and kind of meeting up and see where things kind of landed for you?
Yeah, that would be great. So you can do that.
Super. Awesome. I'll nail it down for the same time as we're talking today would be work for you.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Super. Thanks, Judd.
Welcome.
Hey, Judd, do you guys do any have access or have programs with access databases with contact information?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we
I
use
mean-
use AI platforms for all our prospecting.
Okay, because I mean, I have a marketing gig on the side that I do. I'm marketing in the ag business, and I tell you, I got tired of trying to find names and phone numbers and emails. It's a little pricey. I joined Rocket Reach. It's $1,200 a year, but I'm finding it to be about 90% accurate with emails and phone numbers. And I access a lot of people I would never get access to use that. So if there's something you guys offer similar to that, I know there's a bunch out there. Zoom Info, I think, is one. I don't know. I don't want to step on your parade if you guys.
You're not stepping on any toes, brother. Like we Phantom Busters, Apollo.io, there's all kinds of different platforms that are all AI based, but yeah,
I mean, it's a little bit of a pill to swallow, $1,200. I really thought about it, but boy, I'll tell you what, I'm glad I did because it's very accurate. And a lot of times what I'll do to get to the decision maker, I don't know if this helps or not, but in Rocket Reach, they also list their titles if they're the operations manager for Denver or if they're the CEO or whatever. So I'll sort of pick through there and I'll find the operations manager, and I don't want to step on toes and go right over the top of them. So I'll like CC them or the next person in line or something. That way their boss sees that I'm communicating with them, so that there's an extra point of communication there to the people above. Like, oh, because my other company is called Mercury Ag Resources. Like, oh, Mercury Ag Resources, and then otherwise they would never know I exist if I don't sort of CC up the chain a bit. So
yeah, from a prospecting perspective, and thanks for the input there. That's great. From a prospecting perspective, you can literally say, I want to do a 100-mile radius from where I am right now for all property management companies and the people who are responsible for pavement specifically. And it will start to pull from their LinkedIn profiles and really just start to collect that through AI layers that are there. And then once it builds the list, you can then go into other lists like funeral homes or storage facilities or schools even. But I mean, there's really asphalt's absolutely everywhere here, right? Like, I mean, and when I say here, I'm talking planet Earth. And so asphalt being everywhere, what we're trying to find is really the recession resistant targets that are uninterrupted when economies are tight or when there's a pandemic that hits. And so when we start thinking about those, we think about food supply, we think about medical, we think about we think about funeral homes, we think about these kind of storage facilities, for example. Like, these areas are very, very recession resistant, so to speak. You'll find that commercial complexes, at the time that there is a pandemic or a recession, you'll find that they'll generally move towards maintenance and repair versus paving, and they are looking for the most cost-effective solution. So prospect list building through Phantom Busters we have found to be the best. Phantom Busters and Apollo.io, personally. But yeah, I mean, we're at a point now where literally you could build prospect lists, and in-house right now, we're developing outbound AI smart agents that are actually dialing outbound calls, hundreds of calls a minute. And you can set up pavement assessment appointments and have those all scheduled on your calendar without any human being involved until you have to go and actually do the assessment. So there's some serious stuff that is unfolding right now. And the people who literally leverage technology and what I'm speaking about are the ones that are going to be flooded with more work than they know what to do with. Just being transparent. Yeah, it's a wild time right now. I think everybody probably would agree that it's a wild time to be in sales. It's always been a wild time to be in sales, actually. I think sales is one of the coolest things ever. Who agrees that sales is pretty cool? Like, you don't put money on the table or food on the table by owning a spray system. That's not how you do it. Spray system is a byproduct. A crack sealing machine is a byproduct. Having somebody to execute on the project is only possible once it's been sold, right? Billy, go ahead. Let's roll.
This is a demonstration. All right, this is a company, right? There's a reason why they're 2.1 stars, right? I'm just gonna call them and let's see if they pick up.
All right. Everyone mute.
Verizon Wireless, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again. And
So
Who is that?
So okay, this is a apartment complex that has hundreds apartments in this area.
Yeah.
That's their main line on their Google My Business profile. That's on their website. There is another office number that I'll call a couple of different times today just to make sure, because obviously office hours are probably going to be closed, but this is supposed to be a 24/7 number. But they do not answer the number even when it doesn't go to voicemail. It's just so this is and I'll say the name. This is Liberty Apartment Complexes. Liberty in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Liberty Crossing. Yep. So they're like 2-point-something stars on Google.
Liberty Crossing is the name of the company.
Liberty Crossing.
Properties.
Or apartments.
Right here.
3.1, my bad. But
this is them right here.
Yeah, that's one of their properties. And I believe that's it. That's 7.
Have you gone to their website?
I went to the website. I even got in touch with their main maintenance guy. Right. And I've sent proposals like over like 10,000 linear feet worth of proposals on striping, services on multiple locations. Of course, over a couple weeks, I catch back up with him. He says, "Don't
see this phone number? You see this phone number right here?
Yep.
7037. That's
well,
a different number. They're different numbers, right?
Yeah, I've called them and I've gotten through, but they don't pick up. And then when you do get through, I got in touch with the property manager's phone number, right? And over the last couple of weeks, I did my job and forwarding the information. They love the information, right? But it's either our head guy, our corporate guy's out of town, this and that. It looks good. Hey, we'll get up with you next week. Follow
you have
back.
A cell number?
I got a cell. So and look, and I've tested them earlier today.
Did you send a selfie video of you out on a lot?
I did not.
Are you close to their properties anywhere?
About 15 minutes.
Yeah. So next time you're out, you want to shoot a selfie video while you're actually on their property and say, do you know the guy's name?
I don't want to, I do, but
no, don't say the name. I'm just saying, but like, do you know the guy's name? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. So I would shoot the selfie video and I would actually just like legitimately speak to him personally and just say, I was driving by thinking about you. Here I am on the property. Here's some of the safety and liability risks that I think we should probably take a close look at. I'd love to get you guys a free pavement assessment of your parking lot and get this assessment to you guys so that we can at least take care of any of the safety stuff, pull out and identify the life cycle stage of the asphalt, any drainage effectiveness, and also check out your striping on the lot. And this is a no risk situation. I want to get you the information needed relating to the assessment. And then based upon the assessment, let's go ahead and get this stuff moved to a quote as it relates to what needs to get done. Sometimes it takes some warming up to get these guys going a little bit. And so be patient with it, but at least move closer towards the delivery of value. A lot of us go in for a quote right away versus just going in and doing some gives. So a selfie video goes a long way, brother.
Well, we've been past that. So they agree. They want to move forward with the proposal. It's just now they say it's out of their hands, and it's just, when do you say it's you stop kicking the can down the road and just say, because sometimes some customers you'll wind up getting a call a few months later and they're like, oh, okay, Billy, now we're ready. But
I have like, Scholar knows about this one, and Matthias, I think you do too. but I've got like $480,000 worth of proposals out right now in the Southern Belt attached to one of the biggest property management companies in the United States. And those are just for 4 properties. And so when do I stop kicking the can down the road? When they tell me to get lost. I want this account for life, man. And is it worth me investing? If I look at total time invested, total actual time invested, under 8 hours probably to close hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of business. When you actually look at it in the grand scheme of things, following up with them, sending them a selfie video or sending them a message that says, hey, I'm following up on the quote is a complete no-no. We don't want to send follow-ups. I'm following up. You always want to be doing something along the lines. Hey, I was passing by the area thinking about you, and I was just chatting with my girlfriend about the opportunity over here at this project. Looking forward to meeting up with you next time you're around. Just, you know, I'm thinking about you, these kind of things, right? Or, you know, I noticed that as I was passing by, there was a liability risk on the lot next to the catch basin over here. And I'm shooting this video and letting you know that I'd love to just repair this small tripping hazard at no cost. And I'll be happy to just come and do that repair for you. And it's like, what do you mean you're going to do that at no cost? And it's like, hey, I really want to take care of this for you. And down the line, hope to do business with you. You know what I mean? Be that guy that's going to not give up. Remember, in today's markets, it's 12 to 14 follow-ups in order to close a deal. So how many times do you think you've actually followed up so far? And when I say follow up, not following up on the quote, but like doing warm outreach.
I would say it's getting past that comfortable amount. It's
Right.
To the point where it's I like you know, I get the feeling it's like it's mutual, like they like me, but I just want a solid answer. And because now we talked, you know, we probably talked 20 times, and it's to the point where they love it. They love the complimentary service that I'm throwing in. 30-some thousand square foot of pressure washing is complimentary. Just to get the line striping, you know, and infrared, doing infrared on like no cost. So doing the line striping and the seal coating, they'll pay the cost. That's where I make the money. But to get my foot in the door with this property manager, because they have access to multiple properties this size and scale, to the point where I was like, I'm kind of glad that they don't want to move forward. That's a lot of work that I don't want to do that I'm not getting paid for. So if they don't want to move forward with it, it's almost like a blessing. But I know that to build and grow, I need to keep grinding and do my due diligence. But maybe I need to be a little warmer. Maybe I'm being a little too direct, and they don't want to kind of tell me no. But
yeah, I think just go in hard. Ask them for timelines and when's the budget going to be allocated, and then set your follow up based upon that. I wouldn't, you know what I mean? If they're not giving you a date on when that date line is going to be, then that would be odd. They should give you some kind of date range. Yeah. But I also would never, like, straight up, nobody should be doing, like, when I say doing a small repair on as a liability risk to land a big account for you, I'm saying a small liability risk. I'm not saying go pressure wash 30,000 square feet and like throw in a bunch of infrared patching and all that. Like, you're in business to make money, and the majority of people will not follow up the number of times that you did. So just be cautious with that.
Yeah, I think the hunger has blinded me on a few deals where
be careful.
Yes, sir.
Be cautious. Be cautious. Yeah, you don't want to be, you get it. You already know. Yeah, but it's about learning too, right? Going through that learning stage. Cool. I know that we had, I believe, Steve Tucker, you had your hand up. You're off video now. Did you have your hand up, buddy? Steve, can you hear us? You might be away.
Yeah, I was just going to comment on what Scott was talking about earlier, just on contacting the maintenance. We've had good luck, like in hospitals, contacting the maintenance manager And usually they're in the back of, you know, stuck out in a little tiny building somewhere. But they are the ones who actually make the decisions on maintaining the building. And we've won some very big projects just by talking to those guys, not even, you know, not even considered a decision maker, but they really are the influencer of every decision that's made as far as maintenance. So we've had, you know, we've done the Amtrak stations and stuff, and those are good to do because they're always faded. They're very heavily traveled, and it's good to get in there and get those taken care of. But yeah, I was just going to throw that in. That's the only reason I raised my hand.
Appreciate it, man. Steve, fill us in. What's the season looking like for you?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done some big striping jobs, emergency lanes and stuff in hospitals and large parking lots and stuff. But I own a painting company, and so I have a machine and everything. But during the summer, I send college guys out to go drop off bids and stuff. Very much like Billy was talking about, dropping them off, giving them filling out, you know, the quote, dropping it off, finding out who's in charge of maintenance, you know, and just dropping it off and then leaving, and then following up with them later. But really, this summer was not that successful. I'm looking for more, you know, more ideas at work, I guess.
Are you going into the patching area at all? Are you going to do any patching?
I don't think so. We do a lot of painting, commercial, residential. So I would, what my goal is to, when we go do the commercial, to add on the parking lot. I mean, we do,
Right.
we're, you know, we're full for the next month and a half, you know, and we do about 50 commercial. So we have a lot of opportunities that we're passing up on maintenance.
Got it.
So no, we won't. I think the patching side of it, I've never done it, and it looks really like the equipment's a lot messier, a lot more maintenance on that versus cleaning out a paint machine that my guys do every day. You know, that's just I may be totally wrong. That's why I'm here. You know, curious to find out a little bit more from you guys.
Skylar, can you hear this?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. I don't know if you can hear me. It's really loud.
We can hear you. Where are you?
I'm at a concert right now. Ocean City.
Leaves a concert, Ocean City, to come on the round table. Yeah, talk about commitment. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Steve, Matt, what's happening to you? Matt would chime in too. Matt, how are you, buddy? Are you driving right now? Yeah, you're driving. Yeah, no probs. Take your time. I'll tell you from an asphalt patching perspective, I've done it all, man. Crack sealing, patching, striping, seal coating, multiple crews, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of square feet, sprayed myself with rubber boots, so I know it well. You know, when you've walked so much in a day that you can't feel your body anymore, that's the kind of level. What I really loved about the asphalt patching, and I always am trying to push everyone to go that direction, is that it is the #1 most in-demand repair that exists in our industry as it relates to liability and removal of those risks. And it's extremely high margin as well. It is heavy work. Yeah, when I say heavy work, you know, you have a hot box and you're moving hot mix out of it, and you've got your infrared machines, and you've got your saw if you're doing cut and replace and new installations and those kind of things. But at the end of the day, you're speaking about, you know, 80 to 85% margins, and sometimes more. Like 2 tons of hot mix in a hot box is, you know, a couple $100 on the high end. And out of that 2 tons in a hot box, you can go out and make $5,000 in revenue, you know? So it's something, and I'm not saying you're going to go make $5,000 every time. But I'm saying, Matt, were you going to say something?
Yeah, it's funny that you're talking about that because I'm in my infrared truck, which is a 3-ton hot box. I got a call at 4 o'clock from InfoWest, who's an internet provider on the West Coast here. Anyway, they did some cut into some streets and into some driveways, commercial driveways, and they called up and said, we need this driveway patched ASAP. So I've got 1.5 tons of asphalt on my truck. It cost me about $95 for that. I'm charging $2,500 to do that one patch there on an emergency, and then there's 2 other patches that are $500 each. So I mean, it's the end of my day, but I'm going to go out and make another $3,000, $3,500 in about 2 hours. So anyway,
And
it's
Steve-
doable.
And
I would
and Steve,
say-
just to wrap on that too, man. Like, I mean, I say this, I'm like, right now, as you start getting into the latter part of the year and you still have plants that are open and you have the ability to go out and rock this, man. The majority of these paving companies are not mobilizing to do this stuff, right? It's just too expensive for them to do it. So I say it on our YouTube channel. I preach it all the time, but I'm like, you guys, if you have the opportunity to add patching to your business as a vertical, and you're already servicing parking lots, why sub that out and make 20% when you could go out and make the 80% on that patching work, you know? So just a side note.
Well, some of the bids we did go on, they said we've got to get the parking lot patched and sealed before we can even look at striping. And by that time, that guy's going to end up doing it. So yeah, no, I'm with you. I just have never seen it. I would have to go visit with an owner or something like that and do a ride along to see, see the complexities, with my own 2 eyes.
Yeah, we're actually on the 19th and 20th, we're hosting a pro patching workshop up at Skylar's place up there with infrared, cut and replace, and external catch basin repair as well. It's a 2-day event, and on the 16th, I'm doing a virtual portion of this business training and sales training around patching. So it's kind of a 3-day workshop. So that's going to be exciting to be able to do that. But for anyone that's wanting, it's in Annville, Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll probably do 10 people for that event to keep it, tight. But we'll have the infrared machines from RhinoWorks there. We'll have 2-ton hot boxes. We'll have an asphalt saw to do our cut and patch, and Skylar and Dom will both be leading that, and we've got our curriculum put together. That's going to be getting marketed starting next week, so it should be a really good one. And this can carve really deep into your season as well. Like, even for those of you that are in the winter months, you can have blocks of hot mix in sheets that you can actually get your hot mix and shuffle it into sheets. And then you can use those underneath your infrared machine to actually reheat that, to use that for emergency pothole repair in the winter months, where you can go out and get rid of the liability. I'm not saying it's a permanent patch, but I'm saying you could go attend to emergency pothole repair to eliminate a liability risk, and you can make bank on it. Minimum charges that you'd go out to do are $500 or $1,000, whatever you decide. And from there, you're able to deal with those risks. And I think when you solve people's pain points around the true pain, which are liabilities and tripping hazards, those are key risks. Or a pothole that has water in it that's frozen and it's a little skate rink now. If you're able to actually solve those pain points, the opportunity to build a solid relationship with those accounts thereafter for additional services becomes a lot more easy to sell down the line.
Hey, Judd. Judd,
Yes,
I don't know if you can hear me still, but
yeah, we can.
So InfoWest, this internet provider, about 1.5 years ago, I saw them cutting into the street, and I stopped and said, "Hey, who does your patching?" And they said, well, whoever we can find. I went and I said, I'll patch that one for you. Just let me get on your, because I had mix in my truck, and I was honestly going to go and just dump it. But I said, let me patch that for you. And so now I'm their to-go person to call for patching. And so it's just stuff like that. you know, anybody on here looking at patching or anything like that, I mean, it's an easy wheelhouse. Once you get it set up, I think Skylar commented on there that it's a little intimidating to start, but you know, seems a little bit, but once you get it, I mean, I get calls from dentist offices and yada yada saying, hey, we got this pothole that's opened up, we need it fixed. Can you get this taken care of? And I'll just cycle it when I'm doing another job. So it really is, it's almost free money because I've got it worked into another job. And when you're at the hot plant to say, hey, I need a ton and a half, well, just add on a couple more 100 pounds and go, it's pennies to the dollars that you're going to be making. So,
you know, I'll tell you a story. It's wild. And Skylar, just before I tell you the story here, for Skylar put in here that, you know, the plant's kind of bully, but once you learn, probably almost easier. It's more intimidating than in the beginning stages. I mean, really you're becoming an artist with hot mix, essentially, right? That's what you're doing. And
yeah.
and eliminating those liability risks and the rapid deterioration from potholes. It cost him 10 grand to get rolling and made about 120,000 in work easy this season. And it's like, with these kind of margins, it's just plug and play. Even if the equipment, you know, your infrared units and your hot box sat idle for, you know, 2 weeks out of the month or 3 weeks out of the month, not that you would, but it doesn't take much, 2 or 3 days of patching in your month, and you're making bank. But I'll tell you a story just quickly here. I'm from Montreal, Quebec, Canada originally. I've been out of the country for a long time traveling, and I live in the Caribbean down in Anguilla and between Panama, and I move around quite a bit. But when I was in Montreal, there was this Fairview shopping center complex, and it was 3.5 million square feet of asphalt. And back when I was actually seal coating and doing crack sealing and patching and striping, physically in field with my company, Imperial Asphalt Maintenance. And we did a commercial plaza. They had like you know, the ones with the nail salon, and then they have like a little bank that's in the commercial complex, and they have like a little supermarket, those kind of smaller complexes. We ended up going to dump asphalt there, literally showed up. We called, there was a sign on one of the doors that said for rent, or property management number was underneath for rent, for lease. Called the number as a property management company. We're like, listen, we've got extra asphalt because we were doing a lot of residential work. We've got extra asphalt. You've got a big area that's depressed over here. We want to put it down. It's going to solve that big depression and bird bath over there. Would you mind if we just threw that down? And we did it. And the owners of that commercial property were the owners of Fairview Shopping Center. They own that asset as well. And so just that one freebie that we did of dumping asphalt by speaking with a property management company, just like Matt was saying, got us in the door for, you know, a $460,000 project. And that is just, you know, a little bit of meat and substance to tell you, you know, if you solve people's pain points and you connect with the right people, it's amazing how far those opportunities can really stretch, right? So just a little story for you guys.
Judd, I'm curious, does the infrared, I guess, box, can it be used for striping, you know, the roll striping?
No, it's generally used for asphalt. The infrared element on it would definitely cook it beyond, I think, what you'd want it to. Yeah, it gets extremely hot. Matt, you were going to say something?
Some guys do use the Rhino Works for the thermoplastic, but you have to put it on casters, and you have to caster it up so you're about 4 or 5 inches off the ground. So there are some guys that I've seen use that, especially for crosswalks and stop bars when they're doing thermoplastic. But I mean, you're just as well with a torch. But I mean, you know, I mean, there is that if you're going to buy it and use it for double application, why not?
Yeah. Julia, just you put a comment in there. Are you referring to this script, Julia, the cold call script,
Hi.
the sales script? Hi,
Yeah.
Julia.
Here in Chicago, I pass by through a lot of private sectors such as apartment building, parking areas, like the gentleman was saying, like where you would go to a small, well, it will be a small shopping area, a strip mall, and I will see a lot of potholes that needs attention, and it's like I can't come up with a good pitch to present for them to realize this is a hazard and it needs immediate attention.
Mm.
So that was, yes.
I'll do this for you guys. Just bear with me. If you go to the chat, this is for everyone who's attended this meeting. This is not something I put out publicly. Please keep it to yourself. Don't put it out because it's a part of our back end that we usually are selling. So just bear with me here. Let me put this in. You guys can save this link. And once you go to it, you can actually just make a copy if you want. Julia, this isn't going to hit exactly what you're looking for, but it's going to come really close and you'll see the drift that you'll get the drift. Really, you're trying to go into more of this assessment portion of this and help somebody understand that. So hopefully that's helpful to you. And if you go through it, I think there'll be some really solid meat relating to crafting your specific pitch for your business.
Okay. And
All right.
also, okay, I want to take this down a little bit. Take this off and close. Oh wow, what did I do? Okay.
Just copy and paste that link and then save it somewhere or bookmark it.
Okay. Copy this now.
I can see a lot of people on this document. We've got a lot of people on it. This is a setter script for pavement assessment appointments that works extremely well.
Oh, I don't know how to paste it on this computer. Also, like
Julia, we'll email it over. Matthias, can you do me a favor and just get Julia? Can we email over the link? Is that cool? Can you help me with that, buddy?
thank you.
Yeah.
And also, last week here in Chicago, I attended a symposium procurement program event, and these are city and county procurement services that they are looking for contractors and subcontractors to fulfill. And some are the Chicago Public Schools. I don't know about this. Public Schools, Chicago Transit Authority, Chicago Park District,
Cool.
Illinois Tollway. Lately I've been getting myself together to receive my certification in my WBE, which is Women's Minority Enterprise and Minority Enterprise. Also have my DBE, which is Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, which allows me to bid on contracts on the government side and the other certificates for the city and county. A lot of people is looking for the services, but I know I can't fulfill these services by myself. And I was trying to see how can I reach out to someone who's close to Illinois that perhaps can join me on fulfilling these contracts that I will be qualified to bid and perhaps win. I have been attending meetings where people is assisting me on how to bid on these different sectors. Along with that, it's this place called McCormick Place. It's a big old convention center here in Chicago that needs some work done near the Bears Stadium. And that square feet is over 32,000 square feet. And it's like, okay, Julie, you can't do this alone, but I wanted to bring that to your attention to see if I can form a team to come in with me while I am trying to win these contracts, bid and win these contracts.
Yeah, that's easy to do.
Okay.
Yeah, easy to do. There's a whole network of people. I think that there's there's an opportunity to explore that further by just making sure that you're pricing things at a level that makes sense for you to partner on deals and to have enough meat on the bone and make it attractive for your performance partner to execute on the projects that are needed. If you're going in at a margin that is just not attractive for a performance partner, it's going to be hard to find someone to come in and do that. So I think that is a key point. But I would be happy to discuss that further with you, Julia, and help you to connect the dots.
Okay, because I know someone may need to come out and kind of take a look of the area space with me and work together with me on how this could work for the both of us, for the team itself, and therefore what all of us can be happy and complete a successful project.
Exactly. So if you want to set, Julia, if you just take down this email, it's April@asphaltkingdom.com, and just have April book a meeting on the board for 30 minutes. I'll be able to help you give some direction in that regard. Happy to do that.
It's April at
asphaltkingdom.com. Yeah.
Okay.
And really what this is about, everyone, just for everyone to be on the board, what we would do is we would literally go through our network list that we have of people who are in Julia's area that would be an ideal fit to execute on a project with Julia. That's what would happen. So if you guys ever are closing a big deal or an opportunity comes across your table, don't hesitate. We're happy to try and connect some dots. And I know other people are as well on here. So, I think Robert Ramos, good to see you, brother. I would say you probably agree with connecting the dots. I think we did that for you recently, correct?
Yes, sir. And I'm very thankful for doing it, because currently the status of my season is needing someone like him, like to connect people with the very, how do you call that, to people that on sale, connecting with me, like I'm not good in sale, but there's someone on this group that can really help us to give some more sales. That's really help on a company like me. Thank you.
That's great. You're welcome, man. You're welcome. And it's helpful to the person who is strong at sales, right? That's what this is about, is really coming together as a community and being able to actually go out there and win together. It's so much better to do it as a team and a community, and come out ahead. So that's exciting. Cool. Julia, we'll touch base and we'll figure it out. No problem.
Okay. Thank you, Judd.
Yeah, you're welcome. Cool. Any other questions? I want to show you guys a crazy, cool AI call that I recently recorded. It's 11 minutes long. So for those of you that have interest, you'd probably want to hold through right to the end of this video, because it's shocking as to what takes place throughout this call. So let's just say, hypothetically, who here owns an asphalt maintenance, repair, paving business, a pavement management solutions business? I think we all do, right? And so for those of you that aren't on video, I'm sure you're listening, but I'm going to share something right now. You want to hold right through to the end, but imagine that you are legitimately calling in to speak with an AI agent that's going to present something to you that is wild. Watch this. Check this out. Dylan Malone's smiling. You've seen this today, buddy. Everybody see my screen? Check this out. So we all understand that answering your phone 24/7 around the clock is always going to provide a remarkable experience for your customers, and you're definitely going to be able to grow and scale your business faster. We know that. If you could do that, it would have major impact on your business. The challenge is doing that with a live human is almost impossible, because of course people need rest, and it's very expensive to have live agents that are answering your call 24/7 around the clock. The good news is that we have been working at Asphalt Kingdom with our AK Dash product, which is an ultimate sales machine. We've developed an AI smart agent that's within AK Dash that can answer 100% of your phone calls, literally around the clock, 24/7, block out spam calls, generate leads for you, qualify the leads, profile them, put them into AK Dash, create a task for you, and ultimately schedule appointments right on your calendar. This is a very, very powerful solution that you now have access to. Again, imagine answering 24/7 around the clock, all of your calls on the first ring. And I'm about to show you a simulation call that is detailed pertaining to what I'm talking about right now. So hold through right to the end. There's something special at the end I'm going to share with you. Check this out. I am going to go ahead and share my screen and my audio and do this simulation call right now. Pay close attention. Pretend that I own a paving business and I am calling in to speak with our AI smart agent on AK Dash to be able to show you the power of what's going on right here for your business that can be applied. Check this out. Let's go ahead and dial the number.
Collaboration is key for team success. With ClickUp, you can easily manage your team's tasks and timelines.
All right, let's go.
I'm so glad you're here. My name is Kelly. I'm an AK-AI smart agent, and I'm about to show you something that will blow your mind. Are you ready to hear how we can answer 100% of your calls on the very first ring and around the clock using an AI smart agent just like me?
I sure am.
Awesome. Imagine never missing a call again because our AI agents can handle calls 24/7. No more worrying about missed opportunities or high costs for live agents. Sounds pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
Great. Let's dive into a quick simulation to show you how it works. Pretend you're calling into a company called Top Pave Solutions as a potential client. Ready to test it out?
Let's do it. Let's go.
Okay, great. Let's pretend you're calling into Top Pave Solutions. Ring, ring, ring. Hello. Thank you for calling Top Pave Solutions. My name is Shelley, and I'm here to assist you today. Are you a new customer or an existing customer?
I'm a new customer.
Great. Welcome to Top Pave Solutions. Could I please gather your first name, last name, and the name of the company you're with, if applicable?
Yeah, my name is James. Last name is Wilson, and I'm actually just calling in about a small restaurant project that I have.
Got it, James. What service are you interested in for your restaurant project? Is it asphalt maintenance, repairs, a new paving project, or something else?
A new paving project, yeah.
Perfect. Could you please provide the address for the project, including the street name, city, state, and zip code?
Yeah, the actual address is 447 Twin Drive.
Got it. 447 Twin Drive. And which city, state, and zip code is that in?
Destin, Florida.
Thanks, James. And the zip code?
32541.
Perfect. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
321-456-7879.
Great, thank you. And your email address?
jamestesting123@gmail.com.
Thanks, James. When would you prefer to have an initial meeting to discuss your project? Please include the date, time, and your time zone.
How about next Thursday at 10 a.m.?
All right, next Thursday at 10 a.m., and that's in the Eastern time zone, correct?
That's right, yeah.
Perfect. When are you looking to start your project?
Probably in the beginning of October.
Got it. Would you like to schedule a pavement assessment or get a quote?
What's the difference between a pavement assessment and a quote?
A pavement assessment involves a detailed inspection of your site to identify any issues and recommend solutions, while a quote provides an estimated cost for the project based on your requirements. Which one would you prefer?
So on a pavement assessment, do you speak about anything to do with like safety or like what do you give me a little more detail about that pavement assessment?
Absolutely. During a pavement assessment, we evaluate the current condition of your pavement, identify any safety hazards or potential issues, and recommend the best solutions to ensure durability and safety. It's a thorough checkup for your pavement. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in?
What about the drainage? Like, do you check all our drainage catch basins and so on, or?
Yes, we do. We check drainage systems, including catch basins, to ensure proper water flow and prevent future issues. It's all part of making sure your pavement is in top shape. Would you like to schedule an assessment?
No, just a quote is fine with one of your sales reps.
Got it. We'll have one of our sales reps contact you at your preferred time to provide a quote. Anything else you'd like to add or ask?
No, not at this time. Are you guys a reputable company to work with?
Absolutely. Top Pave Solutions prides itself on outstanding service and satisfied customers. We have plenty of testimonials and can even arrange a site visit to a past project if you'd like. You're in good hands with us.
That sounds great. Okay, thank you. Looking forward to meeting you guys for that quote.
Fantastic. Thank you, James. We'll make sure a live agent contacts you next Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for your quote. Have a great day.
Awesome.
Are you worried that using your home address for business puts your privacy at risk? At iPostal One?
Okay, now let's get out of this simulation call. You see, as an AI agent, I can literally be your assistant and interact and engage. I can be programmed to suit your company and services. Pretty amazing, right? What do you think?
Yeah, that's awesome. So what you're telling me is no matter what kind of business I own, you can actually custom tailor an AI agent to match my business? It's crazy.
Exactly. I can be custom tailored to suit your business and services, no matter the industry. I'll even securely transfer all the information I collect during a call with one of your leads to AK Dash for you. Let's book a meeting with one of our AK Dash advisors to discuss how we can further tailor our AI Smart Agent services to benefit and grow your company. Sound good?
Wow, this is really special. So what you're telling me is that you can answer the phone around the clock 24/7, and you'd be able to actually profile, qualify, book appointments on my calendar, schedule meetings, and ultimately block out spam calls?
Exactly. I can handle calls 24/7, block spam, qualify leads, and set appointments directly on your calendar. It's like having a super efficient assistant who never sleeps. Ready to book that meeting with an AK Dash advisor?
I'm not ready yet to book the meeting. Give me 10 top reasons why I should use an AI Smart Agent for my business.
Sure thing. Here are 10 top reasons. 1. Never miss a call. Handle calls 24/7, ensuring you never miss an opportunity. 2. Cost-effective. Save on the high costs of live agents. 3. Instant response. Answer calls on the first ring every time. 4. Spam blocking. Automatically block spam and unwanted calls. 5. Lead qualification. Qualify leads efficiently and accurately. 6. Appointment setting. Book appointments directly into your calendar. 7. Consistent service. Provide a consistent customer experience every time. 8. Scalability. Easily scale to handle more calls as your business grows. 9. Data security. Securely transfer information to your CRM system like AK Dash. 10. Customization. Tailor the AI agent to fit your specific business needs. Pretty compelling, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's unbelievable. And let me ask you, is it possible that I could maybe have an AI Smart Agent do some outbound calls to maybe get our customers to leave us Google reviews as reminders?
Absolutely. Our AI Smart Agent can be programmed to make outbound calls, including follow-ups for Google reviews, appointment reminders, and more. It's all about enhancing your customer engagement. How cool is that?
Yeah, this is awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'd like to book a meeting. Definitely. Who will I book the meeting with? All right. So I've been working with a couple developers in actually creating all of these AI agents. We've got 5 of them that are fully activated. The actual phone number on AK Dash at the top is manned by an AI agent. It's really cool. His name's John. And whether you were in the asphalt business or you're in pressure washing or painting or whatever it is, we create a training platform where we actually are writing the code and prompts to literally be whatever you want it to be and capture the information of whatever you're wanting to capture. And then we can actually have the data feeding from the AI agent over to AK Dash and literally setting appointments right on your calendar for you automatically, or the agent can even transfer live calls to you right to your cell phone number. It's wild. And so the reason why I did this and the reason why our company is moving so fast on this right now is because for the 21 years that I've literally built Asphalt Kingdom with our team, one of the biggest pain points for contractors was answering their phone, just answering the phone. And if you actually just do a test yourself and you go to Google Business profile and you look up 20 companies in your area and you just dial their numbers during business hours, I want you to, number one, calculate out of 20 calls, how many answer. So what's the answer rate? 1. 2, what is the answer rate after 1 ring? And then find out if they do answer, how does that person actually communicate with you? Are they friendly? Are they willing to have a conversation and answer any question that you have? Or are they maybe sometimes sounding like they really wish they were doing something else and not enjoying what they do? And so that's why we really developed this platform, was to solve that problem for our AK Dash clients, that that we can now provide this solution to. So if anyone's on here and you want to learn more about that, we're happy to do that. We're actually doing something really, really special right now for people who are on King Boss AK Dash. We're actually doing the full year at the King Boss level, including your AI agent. Just to be clear, anybody who's not on King Boss will be paying roughly about $599 a month for it. King Boss AK Dash is $349 a month, including your proposal system, your scheduling, your payment assessments, all of your contractor portal, your customer portals, your proposal engine, your at-a-glance dashboards, your goal setting. So King Boss at $349 a month will get you your AI agent for the first year. And you're grandfathered into that for year 1. So just as a side note, in case anyone's interested in that, I'm not here to hard sell anyone. I'm just telling you that this solution is available to you if you have interest in it. If not, totally cool. Keep answering your phone manually. But the people who are going to hop on this, just to be straight, are the ones that are going to win more. The other thing too is it keeps you organized. Because answering your phone in the truck and you have a notepad and you're trying to grab numbers and you're trying to do all of that, it's a different story. So anyway, that's available. What do you guys think? Give me a thumbs up if you think it's pretty cool, honestly. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Nice. I'm glad you guys like it. Any questions? Scary?
It's amazing. I feel like I'm going to be out of a job soon.
What about the outbound, Judd, doing calling on your company's behalf to generate business?
Yeah, so we can build outbound agents. Outbound agents are very, very different than inbound agents. The outbound agents are significantly more costly. And then there's a per minute rate for connected calls or voicemails that are being left. But workflows can be developed for automation after those calls. So emails can be sent. A workflow automation can trigger after someone's connected. Like right now, I have the ability for someone to make a call outbound to a list of 1,800 people in 1 minute. And in that 1 minute, the people that don't answer, it would cascade to a 1-day pause, and then the agent would call them back 1 day later and try again. And you can repeat that workflow like 8 times until you finally kill the workflow, so to speak. But yeah, it's very, very powerful. The outbound agents, just so everyone understands, those are like $1,500 a month for the agent, but they can dial, to give you an idea, like 10,000 calls a month. So gives you an idea, right? A human can dial anywhere from 60 to 100 calls a day. Realistically, like on a dialer, 100 calls a day is kind of that norm. So, you know, when you're talking 5 days a week, that's 2,000 calls a month, whereas an AI agent could be dialing. I mean, we could push it as far as we want. You just have to make sure it's B2B. B2C, you can get in trouble. So there's just some stuff that if anyone's interested in outbound, that we'd have to talk behind the scenes a little bit privately about what your desires were and what you were looking to achieve.
It's interesting. Just to give you a comparison, I talked to some agencies who do outbound calling. It's $5,000 a month, and it wasn't 2,000 calls. It was something different, but it's extremely expensive. Now they guarantee a certain number of meetings, whatever that means. But for 1,500 versus 5,000, I'd probably do the 1,500 and do all the extra calls. But
yeah, it would be it would generally be, so the agent's 1,500, and then you would have your minute rates, which are about 10 cents a minute for connected, right? So connection rates. So when you look at your total connections, it's still very, very reasonable. You're sending under 5,000 a month for sure. And you've got your automation. The other thing too about the agent on, I know we're going down the rabbit hole of outbound, but it's an important one, is that for your business, you can imagine what it would be like if you had a list of existing customers that you wanted to call in March to pre-book a bunch of jobs for your season, right? If you're in residential seal coating, for example, then you would have a list, and that agent can actually dial your whole list, and your agent could potentially send a text message to that list. And you could also send out an email as part of that without, you having to do any manual work. So anyway, some great things for anyone who's interested in this kind of stuff. Please don't hesitate. You've got my email. I'm the one who's heading up this at this time with Dylan Malone, who's on our screen as well, and happy to discuss. And for any of you that want to actually, like, if you're really serious about it, I can actually create an AI agent with your company name and a phone number that you could call and interact with your own AI agent as a test if you're really serious about it. It does take time to program it. It's about 2 hours of work to just get the prompt in place for that. But if you're serious about it and you're really considering it, we would do that as a setup. And again, for anyone on King Boss, so if you're not on King Boss and you want to get on King Boss, you will have 1 year at $349 a month, including all of AK Dash and a smart agent. You'd want to connect with Dylan for that if you want that. Dylan, we had 2 people on that today that already signed up, and we haven't even talked about the program.
That's right.
Yeah, got it. Cool. All right, awesome. Well, I look forward to next week, guys. I know we're over time, and I'm going to head out for some junk food, actually pizza tonight with the family. The kids want pizza, but thank you everyone for being on. I appreciate you all being here, and hope you enjoyed tonight. We'll see you next time. Next week, same time, same place on the round table. Bye-bye.
See you, everyone. Thank you.
See ya.